Okay. I think we're good now. Yes. Yes, we're good. Um. All right. So, do we want to try to? Well, I guess without Crispin, we would have a hard time trying to break into any of those other locked doors, huh?
Unless we uh, just break them down. Wait, I do have this hammer.
Live and roll perception.
Perception 21.
There's a small scuff on the hammer.
What about battering ram and explosives?
It's good to have you back, Tony.
Ezreal just kind of looks at it, it's like, wait, no, wait. The idea is to open the doors, not bring the temple down upon us.
Temple's down, doors are open.
Yeah, we can just dig through the rubble then.
The rubble surrounding on top of us?
Well, we'll get out first. We've done this
It's
before.
called a time delay. Jeez, it's like you've never blown up a building before.
You know, would you be surprised if I said I haven't?
Then you have never
Mildly.
lived.
I don't know what is the skill check for sifting. Can I get sure?
You know, like when you have a magic carpet in Pokemon and you have to use Splash like 30 times before it can actually do damage with Struggle? It's going to be that.
So are these the rest of these rooms worth looking into, or do we actually have what we need?
I mean, the entire idea was to sit there and, if anything, we got two important pieces of information. We know that Strahd had access to the same things we now have access to, so that puts us at a level footing. And two, the longer we sit around here, the more Strahd can move across the nation without anyone to check his progress.
So it sounds to me like we need to take our loot and run. Head back to the town, re-equip, maybe.
I mean, that would definitely be the most prudent thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys sit there and need to come back here, we can always do that. But we've been away to let Strahd go to his own devices for a little bit too long, in my mind.
It's been 3 days.
Yeah, and how much trouble do you think he can get in 3 days? She points to Tony.
More than Strahd.
None.
Thankfully, we had something to keep his attention so that we didn't blow up the entire temple.
How about we just let me loose in Strahd's castle for about a day and a half, and we'll see what happens.
Hold on. This is a good idea.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yes. We let the gnome go around. And I don't know what the rest of the plan is, but I like what I'm hearing so far.
All right, so should we head back to Vallaki, guys?
I guess.
Yeah, for that.
All right, how do we want to get there? Because our wagon isn't here. We walked here. So do we take the road back to Vallaki, or do we take our shortcut along the river to Berez again?
Shortcut.
I'm fine with shortcut.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys leave the Ember Temple and begin to head down the mountainside to get back to the shortcut that you guys have taken, you notice three ravens flying towards your position. So they get about 100 feet away. They land and they shift into humans. You see these, one of them as, let me look up the name of this, the owner of the Blue Water Inn, Isaac, I believe his name is.
Ivan. Erwin. It's Erwin.
There we go. Thank you. Isaac's a different dude.
Yes.
Erwin comes in and sits there and goes like, guys, we happen to need you as soon as possible.
So we're taking a short
a lot of time to explain, but the faster you can get, actually no, it's going to take us days to get there, unless you have some sort of magical spell concocted up. Strahd put a undead dragon to essentially destroy the entire village of Vallaki.
What?
Yeah. So we thought that walls were going to be a good thing, and then we sat there, and Irina was inside, and Strahd would be knocking on the door, goes like, "Go home, Strahd, you're not welcome in here," because, you know, vampires have to be invited into places. So he decided, what's the best way to get through a locked door? That's destroy the entire building. So in pure Strahd fashion, he's also destroying the entire town. So let's get a move on.
All right. So how do we get quickly back to Vallaki?
At this point, one of the other were-ravens, this one's kind of a sort of a smaller, older individual with a big old grizzly beard. And sits there, is like, excuse me, I think I have something to help out with this, as he pulls out this scroll.
Is it Crispin?
It sounded a little bit like Crispin.
Is it better than my actual Crispin impersonation?
I think so.
Oh, nice. All right, now I need to change that voice. Does anybody want hard candy? No, I can't do it that way. No, so he pulls out this scroll and goes, if anybody here knows enough about magic, and you do this right, you guys can instantly choose a location in Barovia to teleport back to. So, anyone?
I know magics.
I know maybe everything.
Roll deception.
15.
He sits there and looks at someone who has a spell book and someone who has a hammer. This is the person with the hammer goes like, "Well then, why don't you help us out with this?"
Where would be? Sorry, what was that, Hagrid?
We do have that teleportation portal in the bag holding, don't we? Or does that only take us to the Hall of Bones?
Yeah, so we don't have the whole portal. We just have part of it, so that the portal doesn't work, and it only works if we put it back where it belongs at Argina Vosthalt,
Okay.
and then it only takes us to the Hall of Bones.
Okay.
I thought all I did was memorize the one rune that was needed and trash it on said scribey deal.
You're the one with the bag of holding. You know what you put in there.
Also, you notice that your bag of holding looks outrageously full, but doesn't feel any heavier.
Oh yeah, did you update your inventory with what I told you that we put in there, Tony?
I'm working on it right now.
Do you need to know how many pounds of electrum and silver is in there?
Let's go with 200, 132, and 68.
Correct. It's 132 of electrum and 68 of silver, which is 3,400 silver pieces. Were-ravens, is there a place in Vallaki that is safe to teleport to that is also still close to the dragon?
I mean, the entire city is quickly within the range of the dragon, but I bet you can go like just a quarter mile away. on one of those roads. I mean, you've been there before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you sit there and do that, there's a good chance that we can get just close enough to minimize travel time, but not sit there and teleport you inside the belly of the beast. I don't mean that as a metaphor. You can literally do that if you don't understand how to use this magic.
Alright, guys, I have an idea, and this might be stupid, but what if we use the teleportation scroll to go to the Church of St. Andral to deliver the bones?
That's, yeah.
And then we can try to, like, get a blessing on our way out the door, sort of thing.
I'm on board.
At the very least, we can leave the bones there so they don't get destroyed while we fight an undead dragon.
Sounds like a plan.
Can I just say, out of character, I'm really excited to go fight a dragon.
Can I say, in character, go fuck yourself?
Alright, so, Tony.
I have to hand off a couple things to you guys, otherwise the bag of holding will not be viable.
Oh, okay. What's going on? You didn't have 200 pounds of free space?
You gave me over 200 pounds of shit. You gave me like 400 pounds of shit.
No, I gave you 200 pounds total of coins.
Oh, yeah, then I got room. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
I did that specifically because I remember you saying something about having around 300 pounds of space in there, and I didn't want to use all of it.
Yeah, because I literally sat there and said, I don't know how much Mike has in there. I'm assuming that it's around 300 pounds available.
I remember him saying something, too, when we were putting stuff in there last time, about something about...
Yeah, I was just being an idiot. Don't mind me.
No, I will mind. I will mind. No, I'm done.
Alright, well, then...
We're all good.
Tony, why don't you activate that teleportation scroll and get us to the Church of St. Andral in Vallaki.
Sounds good.
Just for the visual on this one, Lucian, the teleportation circle scroll is right next to the hammer in Leovin's hand.
Yep.
I'm still saying Tony should do it.
I don't know what the visual is, and Leovin, you can decide this, but I want to see as you sit there and separate those, and you're about to hit the scroll with the hammer.
I'm just thinking about it.
You're just like lining it up, trying to do the mental math.
You gotta find the right place to hit it, right?
The sweet spot. You gotta hit it in the sweet spot.
So, while he's doing this, can I take out one of my small little, I think I have hand axes, I don't remember. But whatever the devil I have, I think it's either a hammer or a hand axe. Let me look real fast. And I'm going to do the incantation and then go up and smack it with a hammer to finish it, just because.
I think you have to read the scroll to do the spell.
Dude.
Do you really want Tony to do this?
I mean, he has the most arcane powers out of any of us.
But either way, I want to be reading it and then finish it with a good old smack, just for posterity. Posterity.
I mean, you can do it. It doesn't help the spell at all because it's verbal components only, but you can do it.
That's the plan. I just want to play into the smashing of it.
He's gonna hit somebody in the foot in the church, isn't he? When we get there, like, bing.
Well, that's out of our control now.
Too late. Already happened.
Do this, Tony. I want you to roll a D100. Tony?
72. Sorry, I'm hotkeying it, and it's a little new habit to get into.
All right. And where would you like to go?
To that church. That's where everybody decided we wanted to go, so we're going to a church.
All right. So as you guys begin to go through, and Tony, while reading the scroll with one hand and waving the hammer around with the other, gets through, and as he finishes reading the scroll, and roll. By the way, roll a d20 and add your arcana on this.
It's a good thing I didn't do this.
Yes, see?
But you know everything.
That's why I'm the manager.
How about a 26?
26 beats the DC as the spell, like the scroll, begins to disintegrate, and a teleportation circle appears at your feet. And with the willing participants, which unfortunately in this case does not mean all the were-ravens, and they're okay with staying back. You sit there in St. Andral's Church as the destination, and as you pop up there and you quickly look around, you see the St. Andral's Church foundation that you remember from your first visit in Vallaki. Unfortunately, it's missing things like ceilings, stained glass windows, and, well, parishioners. Because it looks like it's still there in its footprints, but it's largely been razed to the ground. When you look around, you don't see... When you do see damages, it looks more like the wood and the stone had been corroded. And there's a handful of places where you've seen, like, just a monstrous creature just fly through. And there's a lot of, like, bludgeoned rocks inside and outside the church.
Tony, is this where you were?
Trigger SpongeBob War Screeching Cry.
And as you do that, roll to attack with your hammer. It's just going to be D20 plus your strength.
Let's go with a 7.
You sit there, and thankfully you didn't hit anybody else, and you didn't hit yourself, but the hammer came like dangerously close to hitting your big toe.
That's okay. I was granted a spare if I lose it.
And it just goes... And that's the sound that it makes as it hits the ground.
Can we hear where in the city the dragon is right now? Like what direction? How far?
Maybe I should check.
Yeah, I said we. It's like a royal we. Whoever's good at do it.
At this point, you begin to hear the civil sound pickups. It's weird. Yeah, so go ahead and roll survival in order to track the sounds of a zombie.
19.
Okay. When you hear it, is that it appears to be circling the center of town, which to you would be about maybe 1,000 feet to the east.
I think he's about 1,000 feet that way.
Okay. Well, I'm out of bright ideas, so do we just run in, or does anyone else have a better plan?
Is there an inn?
Well, yeah, just run into the center of town and start shooting,
Oh,
I guess.
that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Have I rested at all? Because I still have used spell slots.
No, yeah, there's been a long rest.
Yeah, we did take a long rest, Tony. So you are full up.
Okay, just
Have
want to
we-
make sure.
But we haven't taken a long rest since we ended, right?
No, the three of us, being
Okay.
you, myself, and Hagrid, have not.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. And we're sure there's no one around the church.
Most individuals here appear to are. You know what? Roll perception.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. As you're looking around, you see that there's like some individuals like hiding. Remember when you guys were in the village of Barovia, and you cured/killed that guy with vampirism and brought him back?
Fondly.
Like how they're like hiding in the basement.
Yeah.
You see like a couple of individuals like hiding underground in that basement sublevel. More concerned with just surviving the onslaught than doing anything to put up a resistance.
Okay.
So like the priests are in the sub basement of the church.
Yes.
I mean, should we
Well,
try to? Should
a
we?
priest.
Should we try to see if we can
There's
beseech
people down there.
him to bless our weapons so that we may better vanquish what is it, reportedly an undead dragon?
Yeah, I mean, we're right here. We might as well see if someone useful is down there.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, I still have silver arrows and crossbow bolts. I've been carrying around for like 10 episodes.
Right.
I have some silver arrows too.
The crossbow bolts were for Crispin, though. He's not here.
I have 19 arrows left and 20 crossbow bolts.
At this time, let's see here. Okay, proceed.
All right. Let's rush down into the sub basement with the bones of Saint Andral in tow and see if the priest can help us out.
When you do that, let's roll a d100. Let's call this a sound check. How much sound do you make as you head over?
42.
The rest of the party?
93.
Okay.
I got an 82.
67.
As you guys go through and making your way through, there's a lot of you guys make a very, very high amount of noise. It's almost like you guys decided to go Detective Baby Legs. You're running over to the priest going,
Laven, stop banging that damn hammer.
I just want them to know we're friends.
and to inform the perception check of the... Ooh. At this point, as you're going through and you get to the gates, you just see the priest coming through like some of the like little portals and holes throughout the door. It goes like, it's coming back as you turn your head around and that dragon coming through. You see, it's like, remember Argina Vostal, and it was kind of like the skeleton of a dragon, and when it moved, it was skeletal in its entirety.
Yeah.
This one it looked like it was once a full dragon. It was completely decayed. And there's parts of it where there's exposed bones, parts where there's sinew, rotting muscle as it begins to fly around. And you begin to see it discharge its breath weapon. And at that point, I would like everybody to hold on as I check my phone to see how dragon breath weapons work.
They just don't. They don't work at all.
I hear they're largely unreliable.
The priest makes a Constitution saving throw.
Everybody but the priest, you said?
Everybody and the priest.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck.
What was the saving throw?
Constitution.
Constitution.
Ooh, that had a nice little tumble at the last second. Are we reporting?
Yes.
Okay. 14.
5.
6.
Is this against magic?
No.
Then 24.
All right. Leovan and Hagrid failed the Constitution saving throw, and they take 28 acid damage, 14 for Leovan and Tony. And the priest who sat there, even though he got a natural 20 on his saving throw, had 13 hit points, and he gets he's unconscious.
Wait, so who all got what?
All right, so 14 points of damage for Leovan and Tony, 28 points of acid damage for Lucian and Hagrid. And the priest has been knocked unconscious.
So wait, is the dragon's breath weapon with a Constitution save?
Yes.
I thought most of those were dexterity saves.
He's an acid head.
Yeah. It's a poison gas that it expelled.
Ugh. All right.
He farted on us, guys.
as it begins to swoop away and is now heading closer to the Blue Water Inn to the east.
Well, he left.
Damn, we're good. We scared him off already.
Shit.
So should we try to wake up the priest?
I don't think that that's wise. I think that that was the message that was being sent there.
But he left.
He's only like a few blocks away, basically.
Yeah, so we should be quieter this time.
While they're arguing, can I just stabilize the priest?
That's what I was trying to say.
With the spell or with the medicine check?
Oh, let's go medicine. It'll be more entertaining.
Okay. I like the idea of you trying to perform surgery through, like, behind a door.
Yep.
So roll disadvantage.
Ooh, even better. 11.
11. Fucking 11. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. So you sit there, and through one of the holes there, you for some reason were able to take a piece of paper and flash it into a blow dart, knowing for some odd reason the sort of mutagen that the dragon's breath weapon creates just so happened to have an antidote there in ways that only Tony could explain, and you blow it through the blow dart you have just or the blowgun that you just fashioned hits it right in the neck of the priest, and you just hit there, and he begins to say, 5 more minutes.
And I do the Leonardo DiCaprio meme walk out of the church.
All right, yeah. Okay, surgery through a door. By the way, doctors who watch this show, I don't recommend doing that ever.
All right, at this point in time, I would like to get out the scroll of mass healing word that I have.
Okay.
And cast it on the party and the priest.
Okay. Mass healing word. What's your highest spell level that you can cast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, then you don't have to roll for that. You just roll the dice for healing.
All right, so it's 3d4 plus my spellcasting modifier.
Mm-hmm. And then let's see here if it gets its breath weapon back, because enough time's passed. It does not.
It only gets 12 hit points back.
All right. All right. Okay, I think I really think that at the risk of, or I think we need to deal with this dragon, because this dragon's just going to keep killing people and destroying things that we may in fact need. So we can't just let him run amok.
Okay. All right.
So you're saying it's time to attack the dragon?
I think it's time to attack the dragon
Does anyone know how to kill a dragon?
with pain.
Pick an orifice and go from there.
Just fucking throw things at it.
She got animated.
Oh, gee, a dragon right over there. We're gonna have civil talks about this. Let's fucking go.
All right, hang
All right,
on,
guys.
2
I need
seconds,
more
guys.
stools.
Our bard might not be here to inspire us, but I've got this. We can do this. More likely than not, we can't, but we can do this. Let's go. And I pull out BAO and I just run down the street towards the Blue Water Inn.
Time to die.
No, that's actually the most inspired I've felt since I've met you guys. She just began on off.
I just did surgery through a door, and she's not inspired.
She didn't. I don't know. Do you want a story about this? What you did was pretty weird.
Being impressed and being inspired are two different things.
Being bewildered is more like it. Like it's like her jaw is still dropped from like I can't believe that fucking worked.
All right, dragon murder time.
I cross myself and I run after, or run in behind Lucian. I said. Yes.
All right. So as we get to the Blue Water Inn, what's the formation?
I think just off of sheer physics and physical build, I will be in last no matter what.
All right. So we got Tony in the back.
I suppose I'll take the point as the one who was probably the highest armor class.
All right. Let's go. Point break.
I will probably be right behind Hagrid and in line with another party member, be it Laven or Esmeralda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Fucking move. Jesus.
Jesus.
Cheez-Its?
Jesus. Stop putting things on our bodies.
All right, so as you get to the western portion of the Blue Water Inn, you see the zombie dragon circling around and making another pass as one of its wingtips hits part of the roof of the Blue Water Inn, sending it flying away. And that brings us to this page.
Oh.
I'd like everybody to roll initiative.
Okay. It's okay, I guess.
Yeah. I'm good.
Boy, that's a lot of stuff in addition to a zombie dragon.
Yeah, there's some of those should not be existing. Must have accidentally hit paste one too many times. Okay, so now, hold up, let me get some paper.
There's a lot of stuff here.
A
Jeez.
ton, yeah.
Hey, at least we all have that armor class boost.
Flying with straw.
What is
When you
the
do that,
what is the blue shape?
that is the Blue Water Inn's footprint.
Ah.
Oh, okay. All right, 25 to 20.
23.
15 to 20.
19.
19.
And Tony, what'd you get?
I got a 13.
Okay. So, first one to act is going to be Laven.
Alrighty. I am.
Gonna die!
I'm totally gonna die, but not right this second.
I don't even have a spell slot.
Really?
Yeah, I only have one spell slot, and I used it when we were fighting the vampires in that one room.
Okay. I am going to cast Lightning Arrow. I guess I'm gonna have to move slightly.
Lightning arrow, okay. Okay.
And I'm going to fire at the dragon and try to go like the front so I can kind of clip this guy too.
Okay. Go. So just to give you an idea, is that this creature is about 60 feet in the air right now, and this creature is on the ground. So actually, we just mark that right now with this. This purple is height.
Is up in the air.
And I can't do 60, so it's just 6. So that's going to be in denominations of 10.
All right.
That dragon is
So,
huge.
It is enormous. 16 to hit.
To hit the dragon or to hit the skull?
I was going for the dragon.
Just barely hits.
Okay, then I get to roll 4d8. 8, 10, 17, 19. But he has to make... What the heck? Oh, yeah, 19 lightning damage.
And he has to make a save on it?
Dexterity saving throw. If
Uh,
it's within... No, only things within 10 feet.
Okay. So
Yeah, when I... Sorry.
Yeah, so he ends up taking 19 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, it looks like a little tased. You clip it right into the neck, and he's like shaking him around a little bit, like Thor from in Thor Ragnarok, as he's fighting Hulk. But after about 2 seconds, he just flips back and is able to keep on fighting.
Okay. And then I'm going to just shoot an arrow at this dude.
All right.
22 to hit.
22 would hit definitively.
And 7 piercing.
All right.
That's it.
Then you're all done. Well, now it's the dragon's turn. At the start of its, or let me read how it gets its breath weapon back. Is that at the beginning or at the end of its turn? It's at the beginning of its turn. Okay. And that's a 6, so it gets its breath weapon back. All right, but it's going to come down as it begins to swoop. We've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. And it will come down. It'll come down a little bit. So let's change that purple into a boom. As it does that, it's going to make this big sweeping arc, and I will need dexterity saving throws from Hagrid, Lucian, Esmeralda, and Tony. You're on Esmeralda's part.
Yes. You said dexterity saving throws?
Constitution saving throw.
Am I included in that?
No, you're the only one who's not targeted in this breath attack.
Cool.
I got a 20.
19.
Pass. Pass. Hagrid.
21.
Pass. So everyone except for Esmeralda takes 14 acid damage. Esmeralda takes 28. And then let's see here. If it does that, it cannot use its multi-attack, so that's going to end its turn. That leads us to Lucian and Hagrid.
All right. Should I go, Lucian, or
Yeah, go ahead.
okay? Since the creature is within range now,
There we go. That's its height. For you guys, the numbers make it spell out 45 and not 54, correct?
correct.
Because that's how many feet in the air it is.
All right, I'm going to change over to my heavy crossbow, and I'm going to load a silver bolt.
Okay?
Try to hit the dragon with it.
All right.
There's a 14 hit.
A 14 does not, unfortunately. It sat there and saw your attack and was able to just barrel roll out of the way.
Oh, crap. I guess that's all I can do.
Okay.
You could go after the other guys.
Well, I didn't have a successful melee attack, so I don't think I get to do anything.
Oh, sorry, yep.
I mean, if the dragon's 45 feet up in the air, it's not in melee range.
This is correct.
All right, so unconfuse me, please.
The dragon is not in melee range because it's
Lion.
Yeah. So dragon's 45 feet up in the air. You can run away from it and not provoke an attack of opportunity because it's not close enough to you to make it a melee attack.
Is the Blue Water Inn intact, or is it rubble too?
It's damaged, but it's still standing.
All right. If I can run in to like a covered area, like a doorway or something like that, I want to try and do that.
Yeah, so that refers to a map because I did not think you're going to try that. So your nearest entryway will be drawn there, and there's some stairs there.
All right. So can I do anything in addition to my movements right now?
So you use your main attack. So you have movement action and bonus action remaining.
Let me see. Oh, that's right. That's it. Contact. All right. I guess I'll try Sacred Flame.
Okay.
The dragon.
Okay. Is that one saving throw or roll to hit?
It is a Dex saving throw.
Okay, let's see what Dex saving throw does. Dex saving throw. How does a 20 do for you?
It beats it.
All right. So you still have your move action.
All right, I'm gonna move over to the just inside the doorway here.
All right. And that brings us to Lucian.
All right. These other guys, are they like spectating, or do they seem like they're trying to fight us too?
Oh, they look like they're trying to fight.
Okay.
Like there's one guy who sat there and said, "Hey, look, it's those guys. Get them!" And then his jaw flung off because he's a skeleton.
All right.
So there's 19 other creatures that are all on this map that are actually in this fight as well.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to pull out my short bow and take a shot at that skeleton there.
Okay.
All right. Does a 10 hit?
A 10 does not hit.
Fuck my life. Okay. All right, then I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast at the dragon.
Okay.
All right, so that is a 23 and a 12.
23 hits, the 12 does not.
All right. For 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay.
And then I guess I'm going to run also towards the Blue Water Inn. I want to try to split up and try to get the building between me and the dragon.
I don't understand what you're asking for there.
No, I'm running. That's what I'm doing. That's my movement, and I'm done.
Okay. That brings us to the Horde. These guys are going to advance 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. So this skull here, Leovan, you're the only one that can really see this, is beginning to start just bang onto the walls. And that will do some damage. At this point, his first punch just goes through, his hand goes in through the wall and gets stuck a little bit, and he spends his entire turn just ripping his hand out. And now there's about a 6-inch diameter hole in the Blue Water Inn right there.
He totally wishes he had a hammer.
At that point, we have the zombie archers going as well. I'm going to have 2 attacks on Tony. Natural 1, and that will be a 12.
Negative.
All right. This archer here is going to make an attack on Hagrid. That will be a 17, which misses. This archer here will attack Hagrid as well. That will be a 23.
Hits.
And that will be, where's my d6? 7 damage. This one here is attacking Hagrid as well, but has to do with disadvantage due to distance. That's a 18.
No.
All right. And then these guys here can't really do anything except for him. So these 2 guys are going to shoot at Leovan, but they both have to do so with disadvantage. That is a 12 and a natural 1. At that point, Esmeralda is going to come up, is going to flip over to her spellbook to see what the fuck we can do here. She's going to attack with her +1 rapier at this guy over here. That's a natural 19, which will hit. And that's an 8 + 8, which is 16. That will hit. And that will do enough damage to kill it. So this guy right here, boom, instantly gone. Through some wonderful little rapiering. That sounds way worse than what I meant to say. But that's one of the horde down. Now we have Tony to end the round.
All right. Well, that being said, I want to have Ace basically grab me and pick me up about 30 foot in the air.
That's right, I got to put AS on the map. Where is AS? There's your damn AS.
The automaton eagle substitute.
Yep. I just want to, Jay, basically you're the one who told me that I could fly, and it finally just clicked.
I've told you a lot of things.
Yeah, I don't know why it took a necrotic dragon for it to click that I could have been out of melee range almost the entire game.
Unless we're inside.
Mm-hmm. If you keep on doing that, the ceilings to everything will be exactly the height of Hagrid.
Well, with that being said, I would like to cast Web over top of said dragon.
Web.
Yes, Web.
As in you're casting the internet on him.
Nope. I am conjuring a mass of thick, sticky webbing at the point of your choice within range. 20-foot cube, if it's not anchored, it creates a 5-foot thick layer across the 20-foot.
Hold on one second.
I'm gonna get sticky, aren't I?
Oh no, I'm just coating the dragon.
Will it fall if this happens?
So I'm saying, like, am I gonna be?
Anchored between two solid masses such as walls or trees, or layered across a floor, wall, or ceiling. The conjured web collapses on itself and the spell ends at the start of your next turn. Each creature that starts its turn in the webs or enters them during its turn must make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, basically I want to layer it across the top of the dragon.
Alright, so essentially you're making a giant webbing net. Okay. Yeah, you do that. It comes out, you have this giant net of webs that looks exactly like you think it would, and it just kind of falls. And because of the wind resistance of a web, it's going to get a chance to make a dex save to avoid it. To which it rolled a natural 5, that's a 10, so it fails. It gets covered with the web, and that's about it. It doesn't sit there and envelop itself because of the size of the zombie dragon, but it is covered in a web.
So the question is it able to fly or no?
Yes, it's able to fly.
So is it restrained?
No.
Is it sticky?
Yes.
Wait, why wouldn't it does a 20-foot cube, so that's 4x4.
Yes, this is a 3x3 creature.
Uh-huh.
It's also 3 tall, so it doesn't have enough webbing in order to completely envelop, in my mind.
Gotcha.
So it's sticky. It does have it has all the other characteristics. It just the web isn't big enough to completely envelop, including the wings, the dragon.
Okay. I'm there.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, the webbing is highly flammable.
You know that.
No, we had this discussion when we first entered the Amber Temple.
Tony has told us in the past that the webbing is flammable.
Then other people know that.
Cool.
I shouldn't say other people know that. Other people are aware of it.
Okay.
Okay, that being said,
Why I read the spell specifically before I told you that's how it played out.
yeah, either way. I want to shoot a ray of frost at it while I'm at it to end my turn.
All right. Go for it. That's a roll to hit spell, right?
Yeah,
I'm double checking right now.
it is.
Yeah. And it's based off of my level, the number of D8 I roll, correct?
Yes. It's based off your character level, not your wizard level.
So I am... What level am I, actually? 10.
Mm-hmm.
So 2D8. Yay. Let me find them. Ooh, that's not that great. Sorry, I'm shuffling a lot of pages at the moment. That is going to be a 15.
15 just barely misses.
All right, that concludes what I am capable of.
All right. That brings us back to the top of the order, Laven.
Alrighty. I am going to try to do something to these. I'm going to do a spike growth.
Okay.
Kind of here. So it should kind of.
Yep. Draw your spikes.
Alright. I want like these guys to be the edge of it.
Okay.
So it's centered like here.
All right. Draw your spike growth.
Oh, I draw it. That's what you're saying.
Yep.
What in the world? I don't know what just happened.
Just hit Control Z and you can erase it.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
Oh, close enough.
And you said you want to shift that just a little bit more to the right?
No, that's about where I want it.
Okay, perfect. So your spike growth is set, and as it comes out and the spikes are forming, I'm going to roll 2d4 damage for those 4 creatures that start inside of it.
Okay. And then I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on the dragon.
Hold up. Roll damage for the spike growth first.
Oh, sorry. That's what you were asking me to do it.
It did kind of sound like you were going to roll the damage.
3 and a 4.
So that's set.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Hunter's Mark.
And then I want to fire a one of my light on fire arrows at him.
Can you do that? You've already cast 2 spells this turn.
The one's my bonus action, the Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark is your bonus action, but the spike growth is your main action.
And I get 2 main actions.
How do you get 2 main actions?
Because I'm a ranger, extra attack, can attack twice.
That's if you use your main action to attack, then you can attack twice. It's not cast a spell and attack.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So that brings us to Zombie Dragon. Let's see here. Zombie Dragon rolls a 1, so it does not get his breath weapon back.
Thank God.
Tony, how high are you in the air based off of Aeos's flight?
I should be 30 foot.
Okay, so we're going to start off with a 0 there. And purple needs to be a 3. This one, seeing you as the closest target then, is going to come by and swiping through. And then that's going to change its height as well. So let's change these markers. All right. Unfortunately, I can't write 0 as a number, so if there's a blank, just it's a 0.
Mm-hmm.
And is going to make a multi-attack at you. Starting with its claw attacks. 21 and a 19.
Both will hit.
22 slashing damage. And then its bite is a natural 1. God, why am I rolling so many natural 1s?
I don't know, but thank God.
Yeah, we'd all be dead if you didn't.
I mean, I'm not trying to kill you. I'm doing a great job of it right now, but I'm not trying to kill you. That brings us to Lucian Hagrid.
Go ahead, Hagrid.
All right. I want to step out from cover, assuming I need to do that because of where the dragon is right now. And I want to... I guess I'm going to try and cast Sacred Flame to see if I can catch the dragon on fire.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is... what's your spell DC?
16.
It rolled a 15.
Nice.
So that start off by rolling your Sacred Flame damage. Now to read the webbing damage on that.
I get to add my Divine Strike to spells as well, or is that only melee?
I believe it's only melee.
It's 2d4 fire damage. Jay.
A 5-foot cube of webs exposed to fire burns away and run 1 round, dealing 2d4 fire damage per 5 feet cube. Based off of the Sacred Flame, I'll say 2 of the 4. Like 2 sections are burned, so add an extra 4d4 fire damage.
He's trying to grab these things off the table. 9 and 12.
And that's the Sacred Flame damage plus the 44?
Yes.
All right. All right. At this point, as you see that your Sacred Flame goes and hits the webbing, you just see like this sort of rotting dragon meat just begin to melt off. And there's a giant chunk of like rib and even more rotting dragon internal organs exposed. At this point, it looks less than ideal. Well, I mean, a zombie dragon doesn't look ideal, but it looks even less ideal now.
All right. Can I still try and shoot it with my crossbow then?
Yeah, you used a cantrip.
Okay. 16.
16 just barely hits.
Nice. So a D10. That's 4 piercing plus a silver bolt, so I don't know if that has any effect. I guess we'll find out.
As this goes through and you hit it, and you find this area right in between its chest and the remains of its shoulder plating, you just hear this giant. Sorry, that's really loud. My windows are open. Not like that at all. In fact, I'm going to close my windows now.
Are you doing anything else, Haggard?
Wanted to use the rest of my movement to go back undercover.
You do so.
All right. Seeing the dragon right next to Tony, I take the opportunity. I draw another arrow and try to shoot the dragon with my short bow, trying to do sneak attack damage to it. And I rolled a 1.
Oh, I was totally aware of the whole thing. Like, it comes out, it just bites the bolt.
Then I'm going to try to follow up with an Eldritch Blast again. I'm pretty sure both of those hit. If a 16 hits, then both of those hit.
Okay, what are the numbers?
18 and 15 plus 8 to both of those.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, and that's 8 damage.
Combined?
Yes.
All right.
And then I'm going to move a little. I'm going to move that way. I'm done.
All right, it's the Horde's turn. These stupid motherfuckers. So there's 5, 10 feet in order to get through. 5, 10 feet. Scott, roll 44 damage for both those guys.
2, 4, 3, 1. 10 total.
Okay, that drops the skulls. It's almost like they're weak as fuck. And that's 10 damage as well. And that's 10 damage. This guy is going to come up. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10. Oh, come on. Actually do what I'm asking. 5, 10, 15, 20. It's time for more strikes against the building. All right. So on this side, only the middle zombie here was able to, let me get the right button here. Only the middle zombie here was able to continue making that hole bigger. However, the two zombies here on the south wall was able to do quite well at destroying the wall a little bit. And you can see that right around there, the roof is beginning to collapse into the corner of the building. These guys here are going to come down. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. We've got two more shots at Levin. That's a natural 20 and a natural 19.
Both hit.
Mm-hmm. The natural 20 first, that will be 13 damage.
13.
And actually roll. The other one will be 4 damage. Those are piercing, by the way.
Okay.
And then this guy here is going to make a shot at Tony. And that will be an 11, so I don't think that hits.
Correct. Does not hit.
All right, that brings us to Esmeralda. Esmeralda is going to cast... is going to switch out her weapon and go with her silvered short sword. 5, 10, 15, right there, and make an attack at that guy. And how does a 21 sound? 21 sounds like it hits, Jay. How's that for max damage? That's 10, double because it's undead and it's silvered. That's 20. And it's going to make another swipe with that. That will hit even harder. That's min damage. But that's enough to wipe out that skeleton there. That ends her turn, Tony.
All right. I'd like to drop the concentration for Web first off.
Okay.
And
Web begins to just evaporate.
and I want to replace it with darkness. At the point right between the dragon's eyes.
All right. I don't know if that's going to work exactly the way in which you say, unless you were a sorcerer. Okay. Yeah, so darkness comes out in a 15-foot cube, and there is no save for this. The world around you goes absolutely dark.
All right. But that means Mr. Dragon can't see me, correct? And I can't see where I'm at either.
Correct. Neither you or the dragon can see.
All right. Then can I have Ayaz take me up another 30 foot?
Hold on one second. Gotta check something here. You can, however, the dragon does make an attack at you. It has blind sight of 30 feet, but it misses. Blind sight can't save you from a bad attack.
Okay. Then
So puts you at 60 feet. Let's stop drawing boxes here. There you go. You're 60 feet in the air.
All right, then I'll just shoot a ray of frost at him.
Roll to hit.
Yeah, that's not gonna hit. That's only a 13.
13 will not hit, unfortunately.
I have concluded.
Okay, that brings us to Laven.
All right, I am going to fire a silver-tipped arrow at the dragon.
Okay.
19 to hit.
19 hits.
8 piercing, and since it's silver and undead, do I double that?
I have doubled it for you.
Okay.
And Ku, remember Hunter's Mark.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Oh, I did it last turn. 5.
Okay. All right. There's your first attack. Would you like to attack again with your extra attack feature?
Yes, I would like to do the exact same thing, except, yeah, the exact same thing.
The exact same thing, except the exact same thing.
19 to hit again.
19 will hit.
11 piercing.
All right. At this point, even more of its abdominal remains begin to just melt off. It's beginning to smell awful, like bad. Like
Worse than being undead?
worse than what undead?
Worse than already being undead?
Yeah, I mean, just imagine like this is a Nickelback song if they were an emo band talking about things you never cared to listen to.
As a smell.
Yes. Yes. Like even somebody with anosmia can sit there and goes like, I know I shouldn't be in this area right now.
So the thing, it smells so bad it actually makes noise.
Yes. That's the best way to describe Nickelback, by the way. It stinks out loud.
Don't alienate viewers, Jay.
Sorry if this is a hot take. Actually, I'm not that sorry. All right, that's it.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. At this one, this dragon is going to use its movement to dive bomb into the ground. So let's set that to the... And then I need to switch layers. That's... All right. As you see, a giant amount of debris and earth slam into out of the ground as it splashes through. Leovan and Esmeralda will need to make dexterity saving throws.
Against
Esmeralda,
what?
make yours.
Dexterity saving throw is a 21.
You will make yours as well. So you're able to sidestep all the debris coming down. No damage taken. And then...
Is there supposed to be a dragon that we can see?
He's
No.
in the ground.
Oh, he went underground?
Yes, he went underground.
Oh.
Who's up?
Yeah, hold up. I was finishing the dragon's turn. Lucian Hagrid are up.
Go ahead, Hagrid.
Oh, hold up. Okay.
I want to step out from cover to right there. And then I want to use my turn undead feature.
Okay. It's time to make some saving throws. Start. Go ahead and put up the map of your aura.
Is that the settings?
Yeah.
The little cog.
Yeah. The
Okay.
That, Jay?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
So starting with the archer on the left. Failure. Natural 1 failure. 16. 14. Failure. So there's only one that met it,
Yeah.
but he's all too spooky for me IRL. There we go. All right, you can take off your aura now.
10-4. All right, so does that count as something that gives me a bonus action?
You still have your bonus action available, yes.
Try Sacred Flame against the remaining creature next to the building.
Yeah, go for it.
It's a dex saving throw.
It'll do damage.
2d8. 12 radiant.
Yeah, that guy literally explodes in flame, and it gets all over the place.
Ew.
And it's a little disgusting. And a little bit of it gets on your shoe. Well,
Sounds like it might be getting noisier here. I should say smells like it might be getting noisier.
Yes, it does smell like it's getting noisier. This is the first game that sits there and does something to piss off Synesthedes.
All right, I believe that will be it for me, huh?
Yep. It's Lucian's turn.
All right. I'm going to stay where I'm at. But I'm going to. How far is that guy? Okay. I'm gonna shoot at this skeleton on the right with my short bow. See if I can finally hit. That's gonna be a 27.
Let me think about it. It should hit just fine.
Okay. And that is 1d6 plus 4, so 6 damage.
Okay. And what kind of tip was it?
I don't have any special arrows.
Okay. You just sit there and you found it pierced right into one of the ribs, and went through, and now it's just kind of like sitting there and wiggling around, but the arrow's stuck in the rib, and yeah, it's a little funny if it wasn't for the fact that the town is dying. Yeah.
All right. And then I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast. I'm going to send both bolts at the guy that's in the spike growth. Wow, that's do a pair of 12s hit.
12s both just barely miss.
Fuck. All right. Well, I'm done.
Yep, that brings us to the Horde. Let's see here. These guys will go 5, 10, 15. Arrow, arrow, arrow. Arrow, arrow. Go ahead and roll 44 damage on that, Laven.
How many?
44.
2, 3, 5, 8.
On that one is enough for it to it disassembles itself as it's trudging through your spike growth, and eventually just falls into shambles. However, I've got 3 guys who are going to make attacks on you, Laven. That is a 17, a 21, and a 23.
They all hit.
8 plus 4 is 12 plus 3. That's 15 damage total piercing.
Okay.
Then this guy here is going to make an attack at Hagrid. That will miss. Zombies making attacks on the blue water in itself. And one does damage. Drawing shapes of destruction to polyhedron. Yep. So there we go. That's the Horde. Esmeralda's up next. Esmeralda sits there, runs through 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Doesn't really see anything she can do, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That ends her turn. Tony, it is really... Or you just got out of the orb of darkness. That's your turn.
Alrighty, and I'm going to make some movements. I don't have control of Ace.
You're right. Give me 1 second. Throw Tony where it's going to be. I'll just move AS over.
Already done.
Cool. All right. Considering right now AS is more of an idea than anything else. All right.
Yeah. So that being said, I'm going to take a shot at the Skeletal Archer.
All right, go for it.
17.
17 hits.
And that's going to be a total of 12 damage.
And that was just with your gun?
Yep. And bonus action to reload.
Okay. Brings us up to Laven.
Cool. What can that far? Okay. I'm going to ramble right there.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out that fancy jeweled rapier.
Oh, the pink one?
Yeah. And then I'm going to slash that guy.
Okay.
And I probably missed because that is a terrible roll. 14.
14 hits, actually.
Nice.
It's not as tough to hit as a flying dragon.
Well, and when you've got like a massive plus. 10 piercing.
Okay. Would you like to slash again?
If he's not dead, yes, please.
He's not dead.
12.
12, unfortunately, will miss.
And I will be
Your first slash, you were so confident, so full of bravado, you just sit there and stick the sword out. And then as you look there, you see the skeleton looking at where you just put the sword. And it's impressive how fancy it is, but you probably could have tried harder. If skeletons could be impressed.
just trying to look cool.
Title of your next book. All right, that brings us to the zombie dragon on here. It shoots up out of the ground. So let's change it. Hold up, wait a minute. By the way, Laven, I will be willing to let you undo your turn, because due to the hunter's mark, you know exactly where this dragon was.
Okay. Where was he?
Let me give you the command on here.
Okay.
So I'm willing to let you undo your turn because I did not give you information your character would have known.
Okay. Now I have to figure out what to do with that. I was here.
If you decide not to change anything, we can let it stand.
I'm just trying to think what I can do about this.
Mm-hmm.
Can I... Well, that might be a terrible idea.
There's no terrible ideas, only Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, there's one terrible idea where I accidentally destroy everything.
Put the hammer away.
It's so shiny. Can I just like ready? I don't have a good idea. I'm not gonna have a good idea here.
Okay. All right. I just want to let you know here. So the zombie dragon's turn goes up. It changes the level that it needs to be on. As it just flies straight up out of the sky and through the blue water in. It does some damage to the in itself. Okay. You guys see a nice little amount of... That's a square I want. That's the button I want. And that shouldn't be on that layer. Guys, why is computers so hard? Hey, guys, you want to play Dungeons & Dragons? The most technologically illiterate person in his mid-20s?
Mid-20s?
Late 20s. So there's even less of an excuse. Computers have been around my entire life. As it comes up and up into the air, and it spends its entire move speed and dash in order to get 60 feet up into the air. So congratulations, it can't attack, but the Blue Water Inn looks a lot less together than it did 6 seconds ago. Lucian and Hagrid.
You want to go ahead again, Hagrid?
I suppose.
I mean, I know what I'm going to do, so if you need time to think, I can do mine.
He's going to pee his pants.
Yeah, go ahead then.
Okay, I'm going to put away my short bow, and I'm going to take out my Staff of Frost.
Okay.
And I'm going to expend 4 charges to cast Ice Storm.
Ice Storm. On what target?
On the dragon.
I was 60 feet up on there. Yeah, you should be able to see it.
He's got to make a dexterity saving throw. The DC is my spell save DC, which is 16.
Okay. That's a adjusted 20.
Okay, so he takes half damage. And it's 2d8 bludgeoning damage and 4d6 cold damage.
Okay. Throw out the national numbers and I'll just have them.
Okay, so it's 7 bludgeoning and 17 cold damage.
All right.
And then
Look pretty poor.
what's that?
The dragons began to look really poor.
Oh, nice. Okay. Can I then use my bonus action to cast Eldritch Blast at said dragon?
I suppose so.
Okay. All right. So that is a 17 and a 21.
Both hit.
Okay. 20 damage.
20 damage.
It's max Eldritch Blast damage.
You rolled 2 10s. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, in craps, someone would ask where you get those die, because that's not how you play craps. Yeah, so this dragon is really screaming and writhing in pain. Its wings are flapping around, and if it wasn't so high above the Blue Water Inn, it'd be really bad for the Blue Water Inn. Hagrid.
All right, I want to try and cast Guiding Bolt at the 4th level against the dragon.
Guiding Bolt at 4th level. Best I can do is guards and wards. Let's see here. Make a ranged spell attack against target.
Nat fucking 20.
So
No.
it's because it's a ranged spell attack. It's 46 radiant damage plus another 3d6 because it's 4th level, so that's 76, and then double it because of the critical hit.
I'm smelling me some dragon.
Just to let you know, it smells a lot like dragon butthole.
This dragon smells like a dragon that another dragon shit out.
And guess what? This dragon doesn't wipe its own ass.
This is a shitload of craps dice, by the way.
Just watch, all these dice are ones.
14 damage.
5-0.
550 damage?
No, 50. 5-0.
Yeah. I said 550 damage.
You said 550.
I heard. So on this one, as you hit it with the guiding bolt, it's in the middle of about to discharge its breath weapon, which it got back while underground, and you time it just right, so the guiding bolt goes right into its mouth, and it takes a second, and you think that it didn't do anything, and you begin to turn around and walk away as the dragon just explodes into pieces.
Gross.
So now comes the fun thing. That's the biggest X we've ever put in Jaygeons and Dragclarks history. Yeah! We did it, everybody! We did it, but we still have to finish the battle.
Yes.
You made a big X.
Yes. All right, and then your hunter's mark disappears.
I'll transfer it to somebody else. It's okay.
All right, that brings us to the Horde. More attacks against the Blue Water Inn now. Okay. Yeah, even more damage to the Blue Water Inn. Oh, I gotta stop right-clicking. There we go.
I don't think everyone's going to give us any free beer after this fight.
I don't know. I mean, we did keep it from being completely destroyed.
I don't know if there's...
You just showered it in necrotic dragon guts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Through a hole in the roof.
what's your poison? I don't know. Do you got anything from Necrotic Dragon? Oh, we've got this Chateau Butthole. It's a good year.
It's fresh. Super fresh.
All right.
No, it's supposed to smell like that.
Let's see here. I've got an attack with disadvantage on Leovan because of melee range. Both of those were natural 2s. So this one, he literally loaded the arrow in the wrong way and it just dropped. And you hear boing. Let's see here. I got 2 attacks on Tony, being shot out of the air. Both of those will miss because the higher roll was a 13. I'm assuming by silence a 13 is not going to do it.
Nope, need a 17.
Yep. A fucking 17?
Yeah, my AC is naturally 16 with a +1 when we're in Barovia.
And he missed the.
When you're fighting people aligned with Strahd.
I'm assuming these are aligned with Strahd.
They are, but it's not because you're in Barovia.
I thought it was. Barovia.
Everything's aligned with Strahd and Barovia.
That's not true. If
Do you want to fucking...
If we were
Yeah, do you want to bet?
if we were fighting Vistiana, it wouldn't count.
That's sad.
Still
Hey.
communists.
All right, that's the Horde's turn. We got one more attack. That's going to miss both of you guys. That brings us to Esmeralda. Esmeralda is going to once again charge with her rapier. And that will hit. That will hit. How much damage has that already taken? So that's... that's... And this archer obliterates into dust. That brings us to Tony.
Alrighty then. I'm going to fly some more. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 there. Yeah, let's go right there.
Okay, and now you're 60 feet above that skeleton.
Dispel my darkness and cast web basically in a 20-foot area over here to trap these zombies.
How many level 2 spell slots do you have?
I have 3. This would be my 3rd.
All right. Go ahead and draw your 20-foot cube of web.
Give me a second. I want to double check something real fast. So is that 20 foot in 20 by 20 or 10 by 10?
20 by 20.
Okay.
20-foot cube means that each dimension is 20.
Okay. I shall draw.
And just for the record, it's also 20 feet deep as well.
Just like that.
Okay.
And then I will Ray of Frost the one that is furthest in.
Okay, roll to hit. Actually, what's the range on Ray of Frost?
Uno momento.
Because I thought it was 30 feet.
Oh, yep, 30 feet. He's out of range.
So
Never
you can,
mind.
it's going to be as effective as an air conditioner.
Yep, so never mind then. I will call it a day there.
All right, that brings us to Leovan.
All right. I'm going to kill the guy in front of me. 23 to hit. And 12. Oh, wait. 10 piercing.
Okay, it is hanging on by a thread.
Why won't you die?
Some would say it's halfway there because it's only living by prayer.
16 to hit on the second attack.
Don't even roll damage. It disassembles.
Cool. And
Yep.
then, I'm going to stand right there.
All right. The zombie dragon would go right now, but it's dead. So that brings us to Lucian and Hagrid.
I guess I will try to move. Oops, that's just not too far. And then cast Sacred Flame against that guy.
Okay.
So deck saving throw.
That was a natural 5 do for you.
He's on fire.
All right.
To the tune of 10 radiant damage.
All right. This guy also living on a prayer right now. In the back of your head, you just you notice that this was a female skeleton, and you get this song stuck in your head that just goes, "That girl is on fire," and it's one of those things that you're super embarrassed that got stuck in your head. But it didn't matter because that girl is on fire.
I'm actually embarrassed because I really do know what song you're talking about.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, Lucian.
All right, I will move there, pull my short bow back out, and take a shot at that guy out there.
Okay.
That is a 25 to hit
That should hit.
for 6 damage.
That's just enough to disassemble the skeleton.
Sweet. And then I'm gonna shoot my Eldritch Blast at the skeleton that's under Tony.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 24 and a 13.
First one definitely hits. Second one just barely hits.
Okay. For a total of 3 damage.
All right. At this time, like your last round when you're fighting the dragon, that Eldritch Force felt like a forceful whirlwind leaving your hand. This time it's a little...
Yeah.
You needed more time to recharge your Kamehameha wave.
Yeah.
That brings us back to the Horde. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. I've got 2 attacks on Tony and 2 attacks on Hagrid here. So starting with Tony. That will be a 19 and a 17. Tony?
Both will hit.
Okay. 10 piercing damage. And now for Hagrid. A natural 1 and a 17. So that's it. Esmeralda's going to sit there and seeing that this is a cleric who has destroyed many skeletons with ease before, teamed up with her, she's going to run inside, spend her turn dashing to try to figure out what's going on in the Blue Water Inn. Tony, you're up.
Alrighty then. What do I feel like doing? I'll drop to about 15 foot and shoot at the skeleton in front of me.
Okay. Well, let's drop that down. 1, 5. That's the wrong order. Now we're right. Okay.
So that is a total of 20.
That'll hit. And what are you attacking with?
Thunder Cannon.
Okay.
And that's 12 damage.
All right, that guy's looking a little shaky.
Alright, and then I'll reload, and that'll do it.
Okay, back to the top of the order, Laven.
All right, I'm running over her. I'm
And,
going
make a dexterity saving throw.
21.
All right, you find a way to not, like, as you get into the web, make sure you're paying careful attention to it, and you're just like tiptoeing around, like if you're a sorority girl that just saw a mouse in a movie about college.
Never. I'm sorry.
Because everybody knows that old trope in sorority movies about mice and tiptoeing.
Well, I was thinking about elephants, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably a little less offensive. So let's go with that instead.
I'm going to cast Hail of Thorns.
Oh, okay. And what are you attacking?
Ah, shoot. That's a ranged weapon.
Yep.
Nope, I'm not going to cast Hail of Thorns. Because that would be the opposite of what I wanted to do.
What's your intelligence?
I think 12 or 11.
Yeah, that should be just enough to realize and not use ranged weapons when somebody's right in your face. Go on.
So anyway, back to my fancy rapier. I'm going to stab at this dude.
All right, go for it.
22 to hit.
Hits.
And 13 piercing.
All right, and that guy's not taking damage yet, so. Yeah.
And the second one is an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Nice. 16 piercing.
It's what?
16 piercing.
Oh, spit.
It's an
Yeah.
8.
This guy is not doing any more building destroying. In fact, he's not doing anything at all now. He's just kind of lying there, and it's a little pathetic.
And then I'm going to use my Horde Breaker to attack this dude.
Okay.
24.
Hits.
9 piercing.
Okay. That brings us to Lucian and Hagrid.
All right. Unless you want to go first, Lucian, I'll go ahead.
Go ahead.
Some gun on my shoulder.
I'll move over to this guy here and attempt to melee him with my hammer.
Your hammer of war.
Yes, my hammer of war. 22.
22 will hit. Is Felsky's hammer a hammer of peace then?
It's
It is now.
hammer of pieces.
Yeah. War in the hammer of peace. It was the best of hammers. It was the worst of hammers.
I will use my divine strike also for 12 bludgeoning.
All right. This guy, you just hear someone say, like, it sounds like as you're making the strike that the hammer is going hallelujah, but in reality that's just you saying it silently like you're Deadpool. And it dies, and it like explodes, and it's kind of gruesome. On the same part, it's kind of awesome.
All right, so successful melee attack gets me bonus action, I assume?
You would have had the bonus action whether or not you hit or missed.
Okay. That was, I think it was pretty much all my movement, so I will simply cast Sacred Flame against the other guy.
Okay. Will your character say maximum effort as it does this?
I don't know, do I need to?
No.
Alright, Dex saving throw.
Oh, yes, right. That's a natural 18, so it makes it.
It makes it. Okay, bummer.
It would have missed if you said maximum effort because that's how dice work.
Alright, ends my turn.
The dice are beasts. Lucian, you've already gone?
Nope, not yet.
All right.
All right, so 1, 2, 3.
Busy making movie references. I'm sorry, everybody. It's one of those days.
I'm
It's a
going
Sunday.
to stow my short bow as I run up to this zombie and swing BAO at him.
Okay.
That fell out of there. That's a natural 1.
Yeah, if you set maximum effort.
For my bonus action, I want to use my Dagger of Venom in my offhand to try to hit him.
Okay.
That is going to be a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
All right. And that is for 4 damage.
Okay.
And that's it for me.
Now we've got only 3 archers left. That's a roll with disadvantage against Lucian because it's a melee range, and that's a nat 1. Once again, if you don't load the arrow in the correct way, it doesn't go. Another strike at Lucian. That will be a adjusted 20.
That'll hit.
All right, that will do 6 piercing damage.
I'll use Uncanny Dodge to have it.
Okay, that's 6 damage. Could be really important to you, huh?
I need to stop all of the possible damage to me I can as a rogue.
Okay, glass cannon.
Yep.
And then last one's going to make an attack at Hagrid. That's a natural 4. That will miss. Now it's zombie time, doing zombie damages to the building. Okay.
As an aside, Jay,
Mhm.
loading an arrow is called knocking.
Well, that's why they're doing it wrong. They're loading the fucking arrows.
Just kind of throwing them at the bow and hoping one sticks.
Yeah, that's the Jaygeons and Dragclarks method. Just try it and see what happens.
Are the zombies not they're not stuck in the web?
They are. That's why they've moved so little.
Gotcha.
That brings us to Esmeralda, still investigating the building. Tony.
Alrighty then. Yeah, I'll just shoot at the. I'll land and walk my happy ass towards the webbing.
Okay. Oh my god. Stop moving so I can adjust your height. There you go. Now you've landed.
Alright, I'm gonna Thundermonger shoot this fucker in the face.
Who?
The one immediately in front of me that isn't dead.
That's Lucian. There we go. Okay.
Alright, that is a total of 22.
Hits.
Which means it should be 4d6 if I'm not mistaken. I gotta find it again.
It is.
That's 19 damage total.
Yeah, this guy, just to let you know here, is your Thundermonger smokes a lot, and when the smoke clears, you just find like the calcaneus and the rest of the foot bones of the skeleton, and then everything else is just kind of spread across the next 100 meters.
So I peppered the one behind him with bone shards.
Yes. Yes, it got bone salted.
I approve this message. All right, that concludes after I reload.
All right, that brings us to Laven.
Okie
Make another dexterity saving throw since you're starting to turn in the web.
15.
What's your spell DC, Tony?
Spell DC is scrolling 15.
You just barely avoid the effects of the web. You almost stepped in it. You realize that you almost did, and you're like, ew, but nothing happens.
Alright, let's stab this Joker.
All right.
I rolled a 1, so it's 11.
No, you rolled a 1, so it's an automatic miss.
Okay.
Nice try, though.
Remember when you're sitting there and trying to wink at Esmeralda, and you accidentally like close both eyes just at different times?
Yes.
Turns out it doesn't help you attack when you do that either.
Well, I tried.
Yeah.
15
15 will hit.
and 11 piercing.
11 piercing on that guy right there.
Is he a Jack Nicholson Joker or a Heath Ledger Joker?
He's a dead Joker. So I believe that clearly answers the question.
Yes, that would be Heath, unfortunately.
Yeah. Wow, we're taking really dark turns today.
Just going on with the movie references, that's all.
Yeah. Jaygeons and Dragclarks, for those of you who love pop culture and really poorly timed jokes. All right. After that is Lucian and Hagrid.
Go ahead,
All
Hagrid.
right. Thank you. I will move over here and attempt a melee with my Hammer of War.
Yeah, you will.
Wow. Does an 11 hit?
11 unfortunately does not.
Okay. I guess that ends mine.
You still have your bonus action.
Oh.
Yeah, the bonus action happens no matter what. It's like, think of it as a major action, a lesser action, and then a movement action.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'll simply just try to hit him again, if that's okay.
You can do it with Sacred Flame at disadvantage because you're in melee range.
Do you have any touch range cantrips, like inflict wounds?
I do, but that's... well, it's not as a cantrip. It costs me a spell slot.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, what level is a spell?
It's a 1.
You can cast it.
All right. Sure. It's a little overkill for right now, I think, but it's actually a melee spell attack.
Yep.
Mother. Okay. Never mind. This.
Lucian.
All right. Seeing Laven walking through the webs with no issues, I bet I can do it, but better. So I'm going to.
Wow, lucky fuck.
Right? Yeah, I'm gonna run into the web and to that. I'm gonna try to actually run into the blue water in through this way, but I need to roll a dex save, right?
Yes. Yeah, that will change how much you can move.
All right. Let's see. That is. What's my bonus for that? Yeah, so that's a 21.
All right, you make your way through. It almost looked like you long jumped the entire thing.
So now that I've gotten around to, I want to be like in front of the zombie. Like,
I'm going to measure this to see if you can get into the Barovian Olympics for long jump. 15 feet. No, you just missed the cutoff. I'm sorry.
And I'm gonna swing a BAO at the zombie.
Okay.
And that's a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
All right. What is the damage for that again? It's D6. So that is 11 damage.
All right.
And I'll do a follow-up attack with Dagger Venom again since it's still in my hand.
Okay.
And that is going to be a 12 to hit.
12 just barely misses.
Damn. Okay. I'm done.
Okay. That brings us to the Horde's turn. We're going to get a shot at Tony here. That's going to be a 16, which I believe misses. A shot with disadvantage at Hagrid. And that's a natural 2. So this time, the arrow got knocked the correct way and not loaded. But unfortunately, his arm wasn't working too well because there's no muscles attached to it, and the arrow flies straight up into the air. Like that one Mythbusters experiment where they're trying to see if they can get a bullet to land on the gun that shot it.
Or like a guarded state.
Yeah, okay, that works.
You don't know what I'm talking about, but that's okay.
No, because I haven't seen that movie since senior year of high school. All I know is that there's one point where JD from Scrubs is just on top of some construction vehicle screaming. Well, and then he takes a lot of E. I remember that part as well. Let's see here. Laven. No, not Laven. Tony is up next.
Alrighty, I'm gonna Thundermonger at the other skeletal archer out there.
All right. Do it if you're cool.
22.
Hits.
What are the odds of rolling all fours for that? That's 20 damage.
Sure, Corey can tell you.
I don't know the odds on a d6. Not the percentage, at least.
Yeah, it's 1/6 to the 4th power. So whatever 16 times 16 is, I want to say it's 256, but I don't know.
Total of 20 damage, though.
Yep, already loaded it. It's barely alive. It looks like that one guy who got way too drunk at a Bon Jovi show, and they just started the encore.
Well, then that being said, I'll have AS fly over there and try and claw his eyes out.
All right. Roll to hit.
Natural 17.
Hits.
Give me one quick second to pull him up again. And that is going to be 1d6 plus 3.
You know, I'm just going to stop you there. You couldn't claw its eyes out because it didn't have any eyes, but you did break its skull.
Alrighty then.
Mm-hmm.
I have concluded.
To Leovan. Last 2 guys on the map.
All right. I'm gonna go for this dude.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw.
24.
All right, you do not get webbed.
And to stab him, 14 to hit.
14 just barely hits.
For 13 piercing.
13 piercing damage. Yeah, according to my math here, we now have 1 less bad guy on the board.
That's good math.
Mm-hmm. That brings us anything else?
I just want to try to get out of here.
All right. Yeah, finish your movement. There you go. You're inside. The fire's burning. It's not in the fireplace, but the fire is burning. Lucian and Hagrid.
All right. If I may assume to go first, I'm going to try to melee that guy again using a different d20 because my black and gold is now in jail. 21, just of course.
It hits, and the black and gold dice are going, am I being detained, bro?
Using Divine Strike, of course, gives me 17 bludgeoning damage.
Explain to me the skeleton's grisly demise. To quote Ivan and Norman.
Oh, gosh. I raise my warhammer up over my head, much like trying to ring the bell at a circus. And I just bring it down and just reduce his pile of bones to a pile of bone dust.
It does that, and as the bone dust begins to spread across the area, a little of it gets in your throat. You cough a little bit. It's like, nope, we're good. Hammervore works, everybody. All right, guys.
Peppercini juice, I'm all right.
It's a lot drier than that. More of an earthy taste to it.
Like truffles.
Yeah, skeletons, like truffles. You know what? If we ever made shirts, that probably should be the first Jaygeons and Dragclarks shirt.
Bone meal. Poor man's truffles.
You know, I always wondered if we had problems, and every time we play D&D, it confirms it.
Yeah, but yeah, you guys beat my undead dragon puzzle.
Wow, holy shit.
Oh.
Guys, we fought our first dragon and killed it.
Yeah. Yeah, but let's not stop now. The Blue Water Inn is on fire.
Tony, use your Ray of Frost.
Does anyone know how to put out fires?
You want me to add fuel to the fire?
What
Yeah,
you don't
please.
see is Leovan bringing out his hammer of peace.
Yep. All right, I'll hose it down with Ray of Frost.
Roll to hit the fire.
What you call fire with fire?
Yeah, this fire apparently has an AC now.
That is going to be an even 10.
You know what? Yeah, it hits a fire. Because fire
Nice.
shoots through doors. It's not a ghost.
I don't like this. I prefer to go the other route.
Is the whole thing on fire?
No, there's just small fires here and there.
Oh.
Honestly, if you use the momentum of your hammer to create a small gust of wind, you can put out some of the smaller embers.
Well, I was thinking if it's in one place, we could like cut out the wall so it can't burn any further.
With what? You have a hammer.
I will use
Yeah.
some of my warm traveling clothes to snuff out the smaller fires,
All right, you do so.
to smother them.
Throughout the course of the next 20 minutes, you help make sure that the building is merely singed instead of engulfed in flames.
I just keep saying freeze ray every time I cast Ray of Frost.
Where's
Okay.
Erwin? I need a drink.
Erwin's still coming back from the teleport, from where you guys teleported from.
Is Irina here?
Roll investigation.
What is my investigation bonus? So that is a 12.
You don't find Irina.
Did
But
I
you do
look?
find a letter.
I
And this
find-
letter,
Okay.
this letter has the same kind of stationery from the Tomb of Strahd, the Tome of Strahd, the Book of Strahd.
Strahd's diaries.
And it just sits there and says, "Thanks for keeping her safe." On the bottom, it just says SVZ.
Fucking bastard.
What do you think that stands for?
I crumple up the note and I walk out of Irina's room and I say, Strahd's got Irina.
How do you know that?
Son of a bitch left a note.
That's why boys leave a note.
And this is like grammar school all over again.
Wait, were we supposed to be leaving notes everywhere we went?
No, I think we just need to go kill Mr. Teenage Angst.
Okay, first off, if this is anything, it's like elderly angst, but it definitely has the emotional stability of a My Chemical Romance album.
All right, let's go kill Uncle Romance.
That's what? No.
Hold on.
This should be our watch list.
Let's check in at the Church of St. Andral, see if they're okay, and see if they can use the bones of St. Andral to bless our weapons. I know that Hagrid, I'm sure, would love to have that back. And
Absolutely.
then I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting pretty low on health, and I'm out of spell slots. I don't want to go to Ravenloft half-cocked. So let's maybe rest for the night and go in the morning.
Yeah.
Is there a forge around here somewhere that I could smelt down that silver and start silver coating our weapons?
I have to roll to see how much damage it sustained and see how functional it is. Because, it just recently got attacked by a dragon. When it comes to the heat source, you can still heat things up, but the tools to temper it are pretty highly trashed.
No, I'm not looking to temper. I'm just looking to coat.
Leovan, that's your turn.
Wait, what am I doing?
You have the hammer.
Oh yeah, let's go.
I need to. I need to purchase a new set of studded leather armor, because mine's all.
I need to fix mine.
I have Smith tools, Jay, just in case you were wondering.
Yeah, that's okay. Your inventory is your inventory. Use it. In order to speed this process along, you guys can make purchases to replace your broken equipment at its regular price from the player's handbook.
Okay.
If there's anything you want to buy that was not already in your inventory, we'll go ahead and announce it on stream in about 5 minutes because I have to use the restroom.
Okay.
All right, so that means I'm available to silver coat anything we want silver coated.
Can you silver coat my armor?
I don't see why not. I was planning on doing it to my scale mail.
Silver coating your armor?
I don't see why I would do that. I was just thinking of something.
If a melee attack hits it, you would assume that it would impose some kind of...
Reaction damage or something?
yeah, something like that. We'll wait for the DM to come back.
I too will be back.
I'm going to... Can I spread like garlic oil on my armor?
Just eat a bunch of it and emanate garlic.
I'll do that.
I could definitely use a couple more my crossbow bolts to be silver coated.
I've got 20 in my inventory if you want them.
Well, I believe that Bruce is who Corey said was supposed to be the recipient of those. I have some more bolts. If I could just get like maybe 5 more of them.
Yeah, not a problem. However many you want.
Okay. Actually, I wonder if I can retrieve the other 2 that I shot today.
Hey, I remembered I can also enchant weapons and armor.
Hmm.
All right, guys, I'm back.
Yo ho.
All right. We were just kind of talking a little bit about what Tony could do for us.
Yeah, I heard he wanted to coat himself in silver. I'm just going to let you know that will give you the ability to fly through space and make terrible, terrible movies.
That sounds like a good idea.
No. Doesn't matter if it's Chris Evans or Michael B. Jordan or Kate Mara or the Shield guy. It's going to be a terrible movie. Michael Chiklis, maybe?
Yeah, that's him.
I'm back.
But he's the old thing, not the new one.
Yeah, and Chris Evans was the old flame.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad.
I went from both movies. We'll take one very, very careful hit of your hammer to do so. In the scale mail, you have to cast it thousands of times to repair it link by link.
It only takes a minute. I have thousands of those. I'm a gnome.
Yeah, that is what Hagrid agreed to as well. Because he really wanted that armor. And he didn't want that -3 penalty.
You want to help me out?
I have a very limited selection of spells that I can put into it, but I can do it.
He also can transmute enchantments from one item to another.
That sounds really fancy.
Mm-hmm.
May I recommend protection from good and evil?
Yeah. There's this really pointless weapon that I have, but it's got an awesome enchantment on here. What if I just move that over to this super awesome weapon? What will that do? Cost you money and time. Yeah, okay.
Actually, that's what I want to do. Is I want to put a enchantment protection from good and evil onto my armor.
So, as we had described earlier, is that enchantment from good and evil is a very nondescript spell, and you can choose a specific kind of good or evil.
Oh, that's going with undead. There's no question there.
Yeah.
So, and then Hagrid wanted me to silver up some arrows for him, and I want to silver up about half of my arcane rounds for my thunder cannon.
All right.
Jay, did you say there was some place around here that we could buy supplies also?
There was a general store. Let me see how much damage it's taken. It's most of its damage is cosmetic. You can buy things from there.
Is it an armorer? So I could buy some crossbow bolts, maybe?
It's a general goods store, so you can get a small amount of crossbow bolts there.
Okay. I only want to get like a dozen.
Yeah, I mean, small for me was like 25 or less, so you can definitely do that.
Okay.
Would you like a baker's dozen? Is that a Fletcher's dozen?
Fletcher's dozen.
You know, you make 13 with the intent to sell 12 in case one gets fucked up.
Is that really where a baker's dozen comes from?
Yes.
Weird. While everyone is doing their shopping and Tony's working on transmuting things, can I sort of just kneel down with BAO across my lap and focusing on trying to ask him a question?
Yeah, roll a D100.
Uh, 75.
And describe your prayer. PAO, I know we don't talk much, but
It's really just like just me focusing on like the phrase "I have a question."
okay. You sit there, you close your eyes, and you just keep on going. And it's not like our friend who would just say at random times, "I have a question." It's like you sit there, so just go, "I have a question. Ask. It's important. Anytime now." Seriously, dude?
Oh, you're saying I can ask the question?
No.
Oh, you're saying okay, yeah, I got you.
I'm still narrating.
Yes.
A minute goes by, and with all the different expressions of, "Hey, let me ask you a question," nothing happens.
Okay, I will stand up and re-sheath my sword and rejoin the group.
All right.
Well,
Got stuff they want to do.
I could get 20 bolts for a gold piece, so I'll just go ahead and get 20.
Mhm.
And then I will
It's a Fletcher's dozen and a half.
ask. I will ask Tony to cover 10 of them in silver for me.
That will be the equivalent of 50 silver pieces in order to do.
Okay.
Which I believe the entire reason why you guys took silver from the Emperor Temple was to do exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and I have a metric buttload.
What about an Imperial buttload? What's the difference?
Which country you're in?
Yeah, that tracks.
Could I have Tony silver like 5 arrows for me?
That'll be 25 or 25 silver pieces.
Okay.
When all is said and done, I have 68 pounds of silver. So should we just say like 10 pounds of that?
50 coins equates to a pound.
I'll tell you exactly how many silver pieces you had, Tony, because I did tell you this, but you didn't write it down. It's 3,400.
Okay.
So mine was 50, I believe you said, Jay,
Yes.
and 25 for Lucian. So that's 75, and whoever else, because I assume we're just taking this out of the group collective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I assume that as well. If you guys want to silver Tony, that's going to take significantly more silver. You have enough, but it's going to take a good bit. Tony might die from choking on the silver.
All right, and how much for doing my rounds? That's 84 of them.
So you want 84 rounds,
Yep.
and you want to grind up silver so it becomes that as the round as opposed to. That's interesting. I'm going to go with the same one here. So for every 12 that you do, it's going to be 50 gold pieces.
Okay.
How much silver do you have?
All of it.
All of it.
You guys do find it interesting to know that on all the silver pieces, there are faces of Strahd's family, Strahd's mother, Strahd's father, and Strahd. But in all the pieces, and you check the electron to make sure, there are no coins modeled after his brother.
So that means I'm down to 2,725 silver pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know what his brother looked like?
No.
Like? Okay.
You just know he did.
And his name was Sergey.
And I say he did.
All right. Can we swing by the church then?
Yeah, absolutely. At this point, the remnants of the church comes by. Enough time has passed now that people have began to usually peek out of the footprints of buildings, seeing that the damage is mostly done, trying to find ways to protect themselves from the lesser evils, i.e. the wolves, and rebuilding the gates. And you see the priest overseeing St. Andral's just walking out into the street, talking to a couple of individuals, trying to like organize relief plans.
I walk up to the priest and I'd say, we've recovered something that may help you aid the people of the city.
Yes. Excuse me. I know I've seen you before. It's been a while, and a lot's happened today. But can you remind me, who are you guys?
Well, you may recognize us as the blokes who came by when you found out that the bones of St. Andral had been stolen. I'm Lucian. Behind me is Hagrid, Leovan, and Tony, and our Vistiana friend Esmeralda. Collectively, we are now known as NASA, the National Anti-Strahd Association, and we have with us the bones of St. Andral, recovered from Baba Lysaga herself.
Oh, yeah. You guys have been away for so long. I just thought you died.
Sometimes that's the goal.
Roll a confusion check. This is a D20 plus your charisma.
Oh, come on, come back here. Ooh, that's gonna be pretty good. That's a 21.
At this point, he just kind of looks at you, puts his hand on your shoulder, goes, "Whatever be your wish, child. I'm just glad you're here to help us out in our time of need."
We were hoping, since we had brought back these bones, and therefore your, I'm assuming your connection with your deity, that you could help us in blessing our weapons as we seek to defeat Strahd once and for all.
Yeah.
You saved his life, too, so.
Yeah, well.
Well, all I can offer for saving my life is is my deepest gratitudes. But let's see if we can return St. Andral's bones back to his final resting place, and what Lathander will say about this. As you go like you guys head back down into the crypt. After you guys go around for about a minute or two, as he finds a specific crypt, he opens the vault door to it and turns around and goes, if I may, and reaches out his hands.
Tony, I think the bones are in your bag of holding, right?
Pretty sure that's where you guys chose to jam him.
Well, you were there for that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is when the tree got up and started attacking people. You guys are like, oh my god, what the fuck? Attacking plants.
Yep. Start digging them out of the bag.
As you get them one by one in no particular order, as you're just thinking of random bones.
206 fucking bones later.
Occasionally I lose a pinky toe here and there and have to rummage a little further.
Yeah, like that SpongeBob narrator voice goes, many bones later. And that's the last one. As he sits there, there's just like a pile of just randomly assembled bones spilling out. And goes like, yes, this may take several trips. As he just turns in and starts placing them. It takes about 10 minutes in total, but it looks like it would have been a naturally assembled decaying corpse. And you see a small amount of light exuding from the chest of the remains. He exits the vault, closes the vault door, and just says, now, I don't know exactly how much it will be able to help, but I'll do whatever I can to restore the blessing. If we can head up to the altar and we can ask the Morning Lord, there's the connection reestablished, what he can aid you with.
All right. I guess we follow him to the altar.
Yep.
All right. As you guys do so, you get up and he sits there and goes, and the weapon for the blessing?
We were hoping we could get, one for each of us, possible.
Well, which one shall go first then?
Why don't we start with Hagrid's Warhammer?
Yeah.
All right. If you can, please present it on, well, what's left of the altar. It's cracked. It's leaning a little bit on the side, on one side. It's going to take a while to repair this church.
All right. With an air of solemnness, that's even a proper way to put that, head bowed, I place the warhammer on the altar, gently.
And as that happens, he puts his hands over it, mutters a few things to himself, and he draws his hand away and looks up and goes, I regret to inform you something. The connection to the Morning Lord is there, but it is minimal. I know I can get one of these items blessed, perhaps a second, but I think that'll be the extent of our connection to the Morning Lord at this time. Is that acceptable?
So I turn to the group and I say that this is the time we need to decide who's going to get this benefit. Whichever you think is going to be the best way to do it is fine with me.
I look at my my daggers and my scimitar, and I look at your guys' weapons. Hagrid, your warhammer, and Laven, your that new glass rapier, and Tony, you just have the thunder cannon, right?
Oh, I got thunder cannon, a couple little hand hammer thingies, but I'm more or less fiddling around with my magic.
Yeah, so I think Laven and Hagrid, you guys can probably definitely Hagrid, and then Laven, if there's enough for a second, do your potentially your rapier or whatever weapon you choose. Does that sound reasonable to you guys? Or
Yeah.
or Laven, would you like to do you need a damage boost for sure?
No, I would say Hagrid first.
Okay.
All right, I turn back to the priest and ask him to add in the attempt on the warhammer that I've laid there, and tell him to try and leave enough of the connection left so that we can make sure we get 2 done.
Okay. As he goes through the ritual, at the completion of it, it takes about 5 minutes. He sits there and says, "You may take the gift." Incoming Hagrid is how that weapon will work.
Okay.
While all this is going on, can I take a short rest?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to do the same.
We're all gonna long rest though after this is done, though, aren't we?
Yeah, I just want to do this just in case something happens and we can't. I'm not gonna roll any hit
Sure.
die, but I do want my skills back.
Sure. Oh, while that's all going on, Hagrid reaches up, gently takes the warhammer back off the altar, bowing to the priest's thanks. Crossing myself and making my own little prayer of thanks to the Morning Lord.
And Hagrid, the weapon does have its regular left properties as well.
Okay.
Yep. At the end of this, the priest does look to be in a minor bit of pain. It looks like him being a conduit between the faint and brief connection between the Morning Lord and Barovia has taken a physical toll. He looks up and kind of notices you guys seeing this because it's fine. This is the first time we've even had a glimpse of the Morning Lord's presence in a long while. You have done us a unmistakable miracle. I think I may be able to get one more. Do you have the offering?
Are
you gonna survive this?
Is anyone able to cast Cure Wounds on him?
I was going to say, brother, if I may help, I would like to
This is
bolster your health with a Cure Wounds spell.
as you look over him and knowing the human body as you do as a cleric, it's more exhaustion than it is wounds at this point. It is that this one took a sort of spiritual strain on his body as opposed to a physical strain. So, long story short, the spell isn't very much necessary. It's just the guy's out of practice because the Morning Lord's been dormant for a long time.
Okay. So he's asking, like, you're going to be okay to do this again.
I can do it again.
Okay. I'm going to hand him the
I guess
dual rapier.
I'm going to make a silent prayer to Thesmophoros to the priest in any way possible.
Okay. And then you offered that, and now to write Leovin's weapon mechanic. I also just realized that your name is spelled literally Lay Oven. Is this how you're looking around your apartment trying to come up with a name and you just go, oven, Lay Oven.
He was at Aldi and got some bread, that Love and Fresh.
By no means is this an endorsement for Aldi, but go to Aldi. You're expecting Sam Riegel level advertisements here? No, not happening.
Well, no, because none of us have won an Emmy.
That's right. We haven't even been nominated for an Emmy.
That's right. Emmy Award-winning Sam Riegel and the rest of Critical Role.
Emmy Award losing us. Lost in the preliminary round. And there we go.
Ooh.
As he completes the ritual on this one, he sits there and both hands go onto the uneven table and goes, "Do no more for you today. Sorry, it's going to be a while for me to reestablish my connection with the plane of Lathander. It's as much as I can do for now."
Well, thanks for what you have done.
Yeah.
And I want to give him one of the Golden Hawk statuettes.
Okay. He just sits there and goes, I must refuse on this one. If it weren't for your help, all of Vallaki would have been doomed. No one would have been able to fight what you fought.
Well, hopefully soon you guys will be able to rebuild and under new leadership. So maybe keep it and use it in the future.
Consider it a donation to the community for rebuilding.
This is the first time that I've seen tactics such as these coming from Strahd. He's becoming increasingly desperate, increasingly relentless. You guys have put a real challenge upon him, and all I ask is that when you end it quickly. Prevent more fallout like this from happening. No one blames you for what happened here, but we've never seen adventurers make it this far before, and we're worried about what a prolonged war would do for the communities of resistance.
Well, I intend to make it quick.
They don't even have them out.
At this point, he sits there and nods and walks into the back there as you see kind of a destroyed cot, and he just begins to lie down. At this point, it's beginning to be sunset from this.
Yeah, I think we can definitely try to head back to the Blue Water Inn, and if there's any boards or shrapnel around that we can use to help patch the holes before nightfall, I'd like to lend assistance where I can with that.
If only somebody had a hammer.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, so everybody roll a d20 and add your strength there. And it'll equate that to how much you're able to create immediate repairs to the Blue Water.
Excuse me, sorry.
Adjusted 20.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
I got a 10.
15.
So Tony decided to not help.
Tony, counterproductive as usual.
Yeah.
What? The stools were mocking me. They needed to be taught a lesson.
Not that there were any stools left.
Exactly. Problem solved.
All right. So based off of everyone's efforts here, there's still the giant hole in the roof, but you're able to take like kind of tarps in order to cover it, and you repaired kind of the smaller holes that the horde had inflicted on there. However, it does reek to high heaven of the zombie dragon. Still you're able to move out the remains on there, but the after stench is still there.
The after stench. It's soaked into the wood.
Taco air is heavy.
You've been in there for about 10 minutes now. It's almost like you're beginning to taste it.
I was hoping we'd go nose blind to it eventually.
Have you ever smelled an undead dragon before?
Personally, no.
Oh, it's something you never forget. Dan, to answer your text, sit there and strike something, and I'll bet you'll be happy with the result.
If I can only get the charge regained, that's another crit roll. But do so.
I did not hear any of that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're really quiet there, Dad.
If I can only regain the charge with a critical roll, at 20, I'm assuming,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm actually reluctant to just try the weapon out.
I might have to alter that mechanic then. We'll keep it as such as I think about how I want to change the wording on that.
Okay, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. I crack open some of my rations from our camping trip and eat and get ready for bed.
Do you remember that tweet I sent earlier today with Nacho Libre eating the piece of toast?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that. As you guys all set in for the night, and describe when you guys are going to fall asleep. Like, who's falling asleep first? Where are you at in the footprint of the room?
I'm going to go in this nook.
Is there any way for us to take some of the debris and make a barrier at the entrance, just so we don't have to worry about setting wall?
Oh, certainly.
Okay. Spend some time then trying to lock the doorway so that we don't have to worry about being disturbed for 8 hours.
Yeah, okay. Done and done.
I think we should probably...
And I also put AS in alert mode.
What's the order?
I'm going to... I'll take first watch. I'll keep watch for like 2 hours with AS. And just kind of reflect on the day.
All right.
I was actually trying to set the barricade up so that we could all get 8 hours at the same time, so to save time.
I only need 4, so...
Yeah.
Oh, look at
So
fucking
a
hell.
long rest takes 8 hours, but for during that 8 hours, you can spend 2 hours like keeping watch, reading a book, having a light conversation.
Oh, so even that counts then, actually.
Correct. Yes. Still resting.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the idea is not actively looking for a fight.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Passively looking for a fight.
Not doing anything strenuous.
In fact, and if you wanted to, you can make some progress on that book that you found in the Amber Temple.
That's true. Yeah.
Is there a book on enchanting weapons?
Not in the Blue Water Inn.
Okay.
I'll take.
No, hold up. Roll an investigation check.
How to like dig around Tony's stuff, maybe. 7.
Not Water Inn.
Okay.
I'll take second watch.
Okay. As you guys prepare to go to sleep, and AS, with the command of Tony, help us out here.
Stand watch.
He literally just stands there, looking around, head on a swivel. And Esmeralda just kind of goes, you might want to be a little bit more specific than that.
Okay, fine. Stand watch and alert us if anything shows up that shouldn't. As in, things that are trying to harm us, or just people in general.
That's not what I had in mind, but okay.
Well, you talk to it then.
Can't give it an order. It only listens to the crazy one.
Well, what'd you have in mind from the crazy one, then?
Unless it's Irwin, sound the alarm.
Do what she said, Bird.
Okay.
See, is that so hard?
Yes.
With you, everything's everyone begins to go to sleep. All that's remaining is the automaton and the rogue. About a half hour into your shift, you just hear, "Arise." You look around and no one is here that shouldn't be here. And again you hear it. Arise.
Do I recognize the voice?
Yes.
Do I recognize the voice as Strahd?
No.
Do I recognize the voice as Bao?
You get the idea that it is.
All right, I stand up.
Student, what do you have for me?
Well, I mean, it's a little late now, but I was going to ask if you are. Well, we were in a church today, and the priest there can bless our weapons, and I didn't want to give anything away, but I wanted to see if if you could be blessed. And if the answer was no, then I wasn't going to do it and draw unwanted attention to you or myself.
Student, you have been blessed already. Do not seek what you do not need.
Understood.
Mission critical. Attack. Defeat. Behead.
That's the plan.
And at this point, the sound, which you could have imagined, or it could have just been communicating directly into your own mind, because no one else seems to be aware of this, ends.
Okay.
Right. Everybody else has watched due to the defensive stratagems of the Goliath. Go without incident. At sunrise, AS's alarm clock protocol goes off.
Someone shut that bird up.
I find the noise to be rather soothing.
Of course you do.
Try the noise.
WTF?
Tony, do you hit snooze or not?
I'll take that as a no.
Tony, do you hit the snooze?
Said soothing.
Yeah, do you hit the snooze button?
Yeah, after about 10 minutes.
All right. After 10 minutes, it finally goes off. 5 minutes later, the sound comes back.
Ugh. Fine. We're up.
Alrighty, shut him off for good.
All right.
So,
It's into your day. Everybody's finally awake. Dan, for the 2 hours you're on watch, because I forgot to cover this, what did Hagrid do during his watch?
I read my prayer book.
The one that you got from the Amber Temple, or the prayer book itself?
I don't remember getting one from the Ember Temple. Sorry.
Yeah, there was one that the party found, which was like a book that could raise your wisdom ceiling. So it gives you +2 to wisdom and raises your wisdom cap to 22.
I forgot about that.
Well, the kind DM that I am reminded you. If you wanted to spend your 2 hours on that, you're 2/48 of the way through the book.
All right.
And the 48ths mean, like, each 48th is an hour.
So, Esmeralda, last time I called on you to make a card reading, things were unclear, and we needed to wait several days. I think that we're about 4 days later now. Do you think you could take another try at looking at the cards to see potentially if Strahd has moved the Sun Sword and where we are fated to fight him?
As she sits there and nods, she puts the cards out again. And this time, the first 3, she sits there and goes, well, we've got 3 that we know already. Let's just throw those out. Now, with the 2 cards remaining, the first one she flips over shows a merchant. She says, seek a cask that once contained the finest wine, which not a drop remains. And then the other one, this is the one that goes, for the enemy that we must face. She flips over a seer, a sage. He waits for you in a place of wisdom, warmth, and despair. Many great secrets are present. That's all I can offer.
Seer. I mean, the only seer that we know is Madame Eva.
The seer in this one isn't referring to a person, it's referring to a place.
Place of great wisdom.
Oracle.
Say it's fart hole?
Like an oracle.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I have a fart hole.
He said,
Is it? Is it? Would it be a meeting room? A drawing room? Library?
would it be like maybe like the library at Ravenloft? I'm assuming he's got one.
I would venture that as a wise guess. I have to write down a list of places to check.
So the cards didn't mention anything about the sun sword?
It did. It sat there and said it was in a wine barrel that, let me open up the cards again. It was a wine barrel that was did not contain a drop.
So would that be...
Seek the cask of that once contained the finest wines, of which not a drop remains.
Would that potentially be then, guys, where the Wizard of Wines was? Since he's no longer able to make his shipments?
Well, then, wouldn't we assume that... What it sounds like here is that there was wine and now there's not. It's been emptied out.
Mm-hmm.
We're not looking for just any empty barrel. We're looking for one that's probably been shipped out already.
The wine up at St. Markovia's Abbey, that you brought that up to the abbot, right, Esmeralda?
The answer makes sense, but I can't remember what I've said in the past. But I said there's like, if I transported a sword without knowing it, I probably wouldn't be a very good vampire hunter.
Do you think you're a good vampire hunter?
Better than you.
Can I look in the storeroom at the Blue Water Inn and see if I can investigate the casks here?
Yeah, the ones that are somewhat intact, you find liquid in all of them.
Shit. All right, well, I mean...
Hold on. Who's got the map to Ravenloft?
I think I've got it. Yeah.
Pull it out. Let's see. At the very least, we can confirm if he's got a library in there.
Yeah. So I unroll the blueprints to Castle Ravenloft.
All right. As you guys look at the map of Ravenloft, let's see here. On map 12, Dungeons and Catacombs. Nope, it's above that. Yeah. Here we go. Map 11. Larders of Ill Omen. Or Omen. K63 is a wine room. He sits there and goes, how many of you would believe that Strahd would ever let something so powerful get so far away from him?
Right. I mean, the last we knew of the Sun Sword, it was being kept. I think I have it. It was being kept at Ravenloft.
I can promise you that, as proud as he is, he's not foolish enough to let that sword out of his sight.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then did you say that there was a library? Did you?
Yes. There's like over 100 fucking rooms in here.
So I don't know if the letter has anything to do with being on the same level or not, but Strahd's coffin we think might be on K85, and the Larder's at K63.
Mm-hmm. 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 You know, the last time I read all of this was like months ago when we started this, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna blaze through this."
Now we're like 9 months later.
Here we go. It's K37, so it's on the main floor,
Okay.
which will be map map 3.
Map 3. Okay. Sorry, you said it was K what?
K37.
37. Okay. I'm writing these down. I don't know if they're going to help you later, but yeah.
Although
Okay.
I can't find it there. That's where it said it was. Unprepared DM. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. And it feels like work. Seriously, where is that damn number? Oh, okay. Never mind. It's on map 5, Rooms of Weeping.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I couldn't find it. I'm looking at the wrong map.
Still K.
Just like characters, I can't read maps.
Still K37.
Still K37.
Map 5. Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like when I write my characters don't understand maps, it's like I don't understand maps.
Strange.
Yeah. So, Jaygeons and Dragclarks world, or the two people that listen to this podcast besides us, that's why.
All right then. Should we have the Ravenloft, guys?
Yeah, whatever our next move is.
Yeah, if there's nothing else for us to gather, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay.
Yep. So,
That SOB.
yeah, and also we're going to smash cut to the wagons that are just sitting out there. The horses attached to them are like super hungry. Smash cut back to Blue Water Inn.
Have you guys seen the horses in a while?
Nope. I don't know if anyone's taking care of them. Maybe we should bring some extra horse supplies.
What?
I don't know what to do. I don't know what horse supplies are. I'm a rogue, not a horseman.
If we just asked one of the were-ravens to go collect the horses and bring them back, is that really something we need to take care of this second?
No, not really.
All right, fine. Let's go get them.
Horse supplies.
Yeah, like horse food and horse toothpaste and horse towels. It's really just random items. You put horse in front of it. Now it's a horse supply.
Horse fork.
Yeah, a horseradish. Wait, no,
That's a real thing. Horse cabbage. All right, DM, what do we need to do to head to Ravenloft. I don't know that we're really planning on bringing much more than ourselves.
Declare that you're going to Ravenloft.
I'm ready to move to Ravenloft if you guys are.
Okay. Time for improv maps, because that dragon battle took less time than I budgeted.
Also, I didn't read closely enough. I probably could have used that Staff of Frost at least one more time because I didn't read closely enough how it regained charges. So I used 4 charges, and it gains 1d6 plus 4 every day at dawn. So I didn't even have to roll. Just got all the charges that I needed back.
All right. So, for those of you who have the map of Ravenloft, we are currently on map number 2 right now. As you approach the gates, and where you're at right now is at item J on the northwest portion. Thick, cold fog swirls in this courtyard. Sporadic flashes of lightning lance the weeping clouds overhead as thunder shakes the ground. Through the drizzle, you see torch flames fluttering on each side of the keep's open main doors. Warm light spills out of the entrance, flooding the courtyard. High and above the entrance is a round window with shards of broken glass lodged in its iron frame. The walls that surround this courtyard are about 90 feet high. Dark towers that are around go even higher.
And then there's like a single central spire.
Mm-hmm. As you approach the great gates, there is a iron-bound door with a lock built inside the gate.
Is this like a lock that I can pick?
You can try.
Okay, I would like to attempt to pick the lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you do that and you put in your thieves' tools, the drawbridge connecting the gate towers to the castle itself raises up. Go ahead and roll your dexterity check with your proficiency modifier to see how you get through the lock.
All right. With proficiency, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, let me find... All right, so that is an adjusted 20.
Oh, yeah. So one door swings open. However, the drawbridge is up.
That makes things difficult. Tony, would it be possible for you to get to the other side and lower the drawbridge? Have Aes take you over there?
Actually, Tony, roll an Arcana check.
All right, give me a moment. That is going to be a 13.
13. You notice, based off of that roll, that there appears to be a magical programming for these gates. You notice that the drawbridge and the gates are glowing with this magical energy, and it comes from a enchantment.
Well, gentlemen, it seems like it's more of an enchanted gate than a physically locked gate, so therein lies our problem. So I don't think I'd be able to jump the wall and let it down.
That's not what you're getting at. It's that there's a programming about that, and that it's kind of like computer coding, is that if you put in a certain input, you get a certain output, but if you put in a different input, you get a different output.
So it's
Never
not locked?
It's locked but not locked at the same time. Depending on what you do to it, is depending on the response you get.
Oh, hey, with the door open, can I put my thieves' tools in it and lock it so that it's open but locked?
You can. You lock it while opened. You don't need to roll for it because you can take all the time in the world. Nothing happens.
Damn it. What if I unlock the other door?
Roll to unlock. Roll with advantage because you've already faced this type of lock before.
Same roll, just a 20.
You unlock it, the door opens, nothing happens.
Damn it. Any ideas, guys?
I have this hammer.
What did it take to get Scott to stop being a blood drinker? Oh, we gave him a hammer.
To distract myself with something.
I wonder... Tony, do you know Dispel Magic?
Negative, not yet. Need another level.
I do. I'm not sure it's one of the ones that I have ready, though.
Did we try turning the handle?
Did we actually try just opening the gate without messing with it?
Esmeralda sits goes, I got an idea, guys. And she goes up to the door and just goes, and nothing happens.
That was actually my next idea, so I'm out.
Maybe. Mm. Well, I guess we weren't meant to be here.
Yeah, Dan,
Do I try just using Dispel Magic?
it's better than any other idea we have.
Yeah.
Have you accepted your Lord and Savior Bahamut yet?
Yeah. So, if you're casting Dispel Magic, Hagrid, go ahead and roll a d20 and add your Arcana modifier.
That's not a very good one for me.
Actually, no, I take that back. Add your spell casting modifier.
Could I assist him with this, with me being arcanically persuaded?
You cannot.
Okay. This is a 3rd level spell. Oh, that couldn't have gone much worse. A 9.
And that was the roll?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that 5 was the roll plus my modifier.
So what's the total number?
Total number is 9.
All right. As you sit there and do it, there's a brief second where it futzes out, and you see the drawbridge begin to lower, and then the magic is restored, and the drawbridge comes back up.
Well, we know that at least it'll work. What was that, Jay?
You get the idea that you're onto something.
Yeah. We know that that'll work at least. We just need to get it to work.
And I'm going to try casting that at 4th level.
Okay. Roll a d20, add your spellcasting modifier, and an additional 1 to it.
Wait a minute, that one rolled like shit last time. Let's see what this one can do. Nat 20.
You've been getting those at good times.
Yeah. Yep, the drawbridge just slams down as if nothing was holding it in place. And now you can cross over.
Yeah.
It's also weird because you don't see anybody guarding this place.
I basically am just operating on the assumption that Strahd knows not only are we coming, but that we're here, and he's just going to deal with us in his own time.
Yep. Hold on a second. I need to use the restroom again. I drank way too much water today.
He's going to have us for dinner.
Also, I assume that Castle Ravenloft doesn't really need to be guarded, considering no one comes to Barovia without Strahd's permission, basically.
Nobody really wants to go there, yeah.
Yeah.
So he says.
Seems pretty correct. So when we get in there, I vote that we look for the larders of ill omen.
Okay. So, I'm back. What do we decide on? Killing Strahd, tell him he's a fuckface?
I mean,
I think we want to make our way using our map of Ravenloft to try to make our way to the larders of ill omen.
Alright, so trying to head down a floor. So, currently, you are in the center court gate, which is K2 on map number 2.
We actually don't have maps to look at, and I've tried searching, and I can't get anything.
yeah.
Alright.
Basically nothing.
Then you know what? Because I've got another 10 minutes here, I'm going to spend that 10 minutes getting you guys the map, and we'll end the session here since you're at the foot of the castle. This seems like a natural point to stop at so you can scrub the castle next time.
Okay.
And let me sit there and... here's the deal. You guys are all going to find your way to Rock Island, Illinois. I'm not going to give you my address.
Oh.
Your job is to find it. Find it, you get the map.
That sounds kind of fun. We know he's near the river.
I'm through the woods.
Just knock on doors. Somebody will know you, right?
Yep.
I mean, I have a couple ideas on how to find him. I'm not going to say them out loud.
You know, go into the middle of Augustine's campus and he just goes, Jay!
I'm sure if I ask enough administrators there, I can find you.
You could probably just ask a single athlete and they'll know exactly who you're talking about.
Not
Yeah.
every athlete's going to know where he lives.
No, it's pretty close.
Oh.
So was push to talk much more conducive to the gaming environment?
So much. These maps are taken, the photos are being taken top to bottom, left to right.
And sideways.
Ooh, Ravenloft Heights.
Sounds fancy.
It sounds super fancy.
Yeah, that sounds like something that young professionals will live in as they're trying, like in like 6 to 7 per like unit as they're trying to get their lives together. So, guys, how did it feel facing your first dragon?
Pretty intense. I got kind of freaked out when we had that first roll, and it was Constitution, and I failed it.
Mm-hmm. I figured as much. You said it's like, yeah, most of those are dexterity. It's like, yeah, you're right. Most of them are dexterity. This isn't.
I completely forgot to use Stone's Endurance on that first attack.
Mm-hmm. And then I sat there. I really liked Mike's idea of using darkness to escape. And I look at it and goes, oh, it's got blind sight.
Yep, it's a dirty pirate hooker, but I'm going to use that again later.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, the maps are there. I'm going to see what I can do about scanning the map at work and then emailing that to myself so I can pass it along.
Mhm.
So there's a digitized version, or I can put it up in the journal once I learn how to do that. But that way, not everybody's just looking at their phones trying to go. It's like, oh, what's that number again? My phone's super small. I can't do this. I got a flip phone. Because secretly, guys, I do miss my flip phone.
I don't think it's a
Not so
secret.
secretly, I do too.
Yeah, Scott, you didn't have a smartphone for the longest time.
No, I first got a smartphone in 2014.
Yeah. I was only 2 years ahead of you, and the only reason why is they told me when I went to grad school, it's like, yeah, you're going to need a smartphone because we need to have access to you 24/7. I was like, well, texting work? It's like, no, we're not changing what we're doing. We're UVA. There's more to it than that, but
Yeah, how did they survive before smartphones, though? You know?
flare guns.
Yeah,
All,
see,
all of
so
that
I'm sure.
information has been lost to the ages.
Yeah. Flare guns. They
So
just
they could've-
pulled out what they needed.
That's what I'm going to do if anybody says they need access to me 24/7. I'm just going to hand them a flare gun.
Well, I mean, obviously, before smartphones, record keeping was unreliable, so we don't actually know what happened before people had smartphones.
It's prehistory.
Yeah, prehistory.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, our podcast or our stream got called out in the first wave of Life Play podcasts to do charity work. There's a new video that they just posted out where you can, you start off by rolling a humanity die, which is any die you're choosing. It can be D4, D6, all the way up to a D100 at the end of your episode. And you add your character's highest, one of the modifiers of your character, suggest highest. I don't think they're going to hold anybody to that, for all the games you play in May. At the end of that month, you combine the total of all of those humanity rolls and donate that amount of money to a charity of your choice. I know I'll be running that, I'll be participating in that for all of us, but participation is nowhere close to mandatory.
I was also thinking that we could, as a group, roll a d12, and that way, at the most, everyone would be on the hook for $2, and we could go from there. However, if all six of us are not interested or whatever, we could change that to a d10 or whatever we would need to do. And since we would be doing it as a stream, we could do it where, since our stream doesn't make any money, and that's what the original modifier is, we could do just that and donate it. I don't think it's necessarily about how much we're donating. I think it's just, obviously it's the thought that counts.
It's designed to get a number of donators as opposed to a number of large donators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's I was doing one for the Boys and Girls Club of Moline, which is why they brought it up in the follow-up video.
Mm-hmm.
So that one will be enough because I'm rolling a d20 to cover everybody, so that we can participate. But if you guys wanted to do one as players, that is of your own volition.
Mm-hmm. So that's just something we wanted to bring up, and we can talk about that off stream, obviously. But
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So we're already in, so don't worry about us reneging on things. But it comes down to the amount of in will be.
I do nothing directly anymore.
yes, we know.
No. Story behind that, every time I do something decent, something catastrophic happens in my life. Like last time I helped out homeless people and I blew up a fan the next day. So I'm not helping people anymore directly.
Two entirely independent events.
Those totally connect together.
No, actually, that's pretty much how my life goes. If I try to do anything decent, karma kicks me in the nuts within the next week or so.
I don't think that's how karma or things or
coincidences.
I have anti-karma. I do good things, bad stuff happens.
So you must live a terrible life.
I'm just figuring that out now.
I'm not going to sit there and say he doesn't, but he doesn't.
Have you not heard any of the background noise that happens in this house when we're playing?
No, because you hotkeyed it today.
Woohoo! That worked so well. All right, so just wrapping things up to end the stream, guys. Thanks for joining, Jay. Thank you for DMing. I can't wait to get into Castle Ravenloft. Everybody who's watching, thank you so much, for taking the time to watch us. And if you can, participate in the Twitter movement, hashtag MinMaxMankind or hashtag RollForHumanity for the month of
Or
May.
hashtag MinMaxHumanity if you're stupid like I am.
Yes, exactly, if you're stupid like Jay is. But all right, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And